The Biden administration has already disappointed immigrant rights activists with its choice to preserve much of Trump's punitive expulsion policy, including kids in cages. It's just the latest Biden campaign pledge to be gratuitously thrown out the window. After news broke in the Washington Post about the Biden administration's reopening of a Trump-era camp in Carrizo Springs, Texas, used to detain migrant children, criticism from immigration advocates was swift. Linda Brandmiller, a San Antonio-based immigration lawyer who represents unaccompanied minors, told the Post, "It's unnecessary, it's costly, and it goes absolutely against everything President Biden promised he was going to do." The news also prompted criticism from elected representatives like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who remarked, "This is not okay, never has been okay, never will be okay, no matter the administration or party." The White House, for its part, has categorically denied comparisons between the facility and the brutal migrant policies of the Trump era. Adam Goodman is an assistant professor in the Latin American and Latino Studies program and in the Department of History at the University of Illinois at Chicago, and author of the 2020 book The Deportation Machine, America's Long History of Expelling Immigrants. Jacobin spoke to Goodman about the news surrounding the reopened Carrizo Springs facility, the recent history of America's deportation and border policies, and the landscape for immigration reform in the Biden era. To begin, it might be useful to clear the ground a bit. There's obviously too much to cover here in much detail, but I think it might be worth setting the stage with, at very least, some of the recent history of U.S. immigration policy. The issue received a lot of attention during the Trump era because of the administration's particular penchant for the brutal treatment of migrants. But, as is now pretty widely understood, the Obama-Biden administration's record when it came to the number of deportations actually exceeded Trump's. Can you give us a sketch of the recent history of immigration policy in relation to the border, deportations, and detention policies? The deportation machine has a long bipartisan history. Something I discovered while researching my book is that the United States has deported 57 million people since the 1880s. Mass expulsion has happened under both Democratic and Republican administrations. And we know very little about the majority of them because they've happened far from the public eye and with little to no due process.